It's your boy Real Deal Boxing Talk. I'm here with my boy,
Yes, sir.
Lonnie B. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed, brother.
You know we do this, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
First of all, let's talk about your fight. Tell the people what's going on with you.
November 29th, we had to push it back. I was sparring and I hurt my shoulder. I tore my labrum in my last fight, and I was sparring with somebody. I ain't gonna say the names, but an active fighter, and they was holding on so much. We was in the clinch. I was trying to pull off the clinch, and I tore my labrum again.
Okay.
So I had to go to the hospital, and I still was gonna fight, but the doctor was like, "Nah, I don't want you to. I don't want your shoulder to pop out of place while you in the fight.
Right.
So you better off just letting it heal."
So fight's still on.
It's still on.
It's just
November
pushed back.
Yeah, it's November 29th.
Okay. So how you been doing? I know every time I come in, you in the gym. You working hard. You're training. How many fighters you training?
I want to say about 5 or 6.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
I might even be going to camp with a world champion, but I ain't gonna say the name. They asked me.
Yeah.
I got time. So I told them, you know what I mean? After this fight, we'll talk about it.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. Give me a breakdown, man. Well, first of all, let's touch this. Charlo and Canelo. How you feel about that fight? Was it a money grab, or do you feel like he tried his best, but he just couldn't?
Yeah, I think that everybody dogging Charlo, but he's not a 68-pounder. He's a 54-pounder. And I think he really believed he could win until he got in there, and when he got hit, because people who don't box, looking from the outside, and when you actually get in there, it's two different things.
Facts.
So I think he looked on the outside like, I can get it. But then when he got in there, he realized, this ain't as easy as looking on the outside. And he was like, look, I'll just survive. I'm not going to get knocked out. He's actually, my hat off to him because he ain't get stopped. Look at all the 68-pounders that Canelo stopped.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't stop him, you know what I mean? He tried to fight at times. It's just, Canelo was just, he just realized Canelo was a harder nut to crack than it looked from the outside. So, my hat to go out to him, bravery for getting in there, and he really tried. He just felt like, this ain't, I'm better off getting the money, going the distance, and going back to where I belong and dominating there, because this is a little harder than I expected.
Has Canelo lost a step?
No, I don't think Canelo lost a step. I think the biggest false narrative in boxing is age. It's a young man's sport, and I just don't believe that. Look at Bernard Hopkins. These young guys can barely make weight. These young guys is moving up in weight. These young guys got a whole bunch of issues and all that. So, just my personal opinion, I think it's foolish for a promoter or a manager to say, I'm going to invest in a young guy.
Right.
You're better off investing in somebody who's more experienced and seasoned. It's like the same thing with a job. If you go to Harvard and you're 40 years old, you can still be the CEO of a company.
Right.
Rather you being 20 years old and don't have a Harvard degree, you can't get that same job that the 40-year-old can. You know what I'm saying? Because of the experience. I feel like it's the same thing with boxing. These young guys doing all type of drugs, partying, drinking, and smoking.
Right.
So, and then if you look at it, their performances be shaky. That's why they be struggling making weight. You know what I'm saying? Look at me. Like I said, I always say, name me a fighter in the last 20 years that moved down in weight at 34 years old and be the world champion there. You know what I'm saying? So, age is nothing but a number. It's about discipline.
Right.
No matter what age you is.